Hello Internet, Magic Man here from MMOBomb.com, and today we're going to take a first look at Perfect World International Genesis. Now this is a free-to-play MMO from Perfect World Entertainment, the same company that brought you Forsaken World, Rusty Hearts, and recently launched a closed beta for their newest game, War of the Immortals. Today we'll spend about 15 minutes taking a look at some character creation and some of the beginning aspects of the game, just to give you a feel for it. If you'd like some more information, of course, check out MMOBomb.com. Remember to like and comment on the video below, and of course subscribe to MMOBomb.com's YouTube channel. Now the first thing you'll notice when we launch up here is that the graphics are actually pretty solid. While they may not be top tier compared to some of the newest games out there, they do hold up pretty well in comparison to some modern MMOs. So let's take a look at the races here. We've got 5, Earthguard, Human of course, the Untamed, so you got a little tiger guy there. Winged Elf, of course we've got to have some sexy elves. It wouldn't be an MMO without it. And the Tideborn race, which is more of an underwater type elf. Now each of these classes has, or each of these races has 2 different classes to choose from. In the case of the Winged Elf, we've got the Archer, so there'd be a range DPS, and Cleric, maybe healing or some range DPS depending on the build. So today we'll pick the Untamed, who can be a Venomancer or a Barbarian, so this would be your tank type build. We'll go with that. Now, character creation has a few customized sets here, and Perfect World was actually pretty well known for its its character creations back in 2004-2005 when the game initially launched. It had a pretty expansive customization aspect, lots of sliders to play with, and each slider does actually change something. They're not just showing you changes that don't actually take place visibly on the character. Quite a few advanced settings, so you could spend hours here customizing your character. Now we're not going to do that. We'll just pick a preset here, and in this case, well, alright, I think there's another game out there that might be playing with pandas pretty soon, so let's go with the panda and see what we can get here. And let's see if we can get this guy into the game here. Oh, of course, names on. We'll just add some L's there. Perfect. And he's got his big club with looks like some nails on the end of it. Seems like a nice starting weapon. Now the visuals, as we talked about before, are actually pretty well done here for a game that's as old as it is. Perfect World's received a number of updates, and actually recently the Genesis expansion launched. Oh, tooltips, yeah, we're going to turn those off. Yeah, we don't need those. We'll just fumble our way through it. Alright, so we're here in the opening world for our panda, and you can see it's pretty standard interface. You've got your action buttons down here, although they're mapped to the function keys, so let's make a quick change and map these to number keys real quick. Alright, so right now, starting off, we've got our normal attack, and we've got our Stomp of the Beast King. Alright, a concussive bash that suffers base physical damage +9. Not too bad. Now movement is pretty standard, WASD movement. However, on the mouse they do offer a point and click option. Not one of my favorite movements methods, but pretty traditional when it comes to the MMO. So let's take a look here. We've got some quests. Oh, alright. Right off the bat, we got a couple of quests from Jolly Old Jones and Guide. Well, that's a great name for an NPC. What do you guys want to name him? How about Guide? Alright, so click on Jolly Old Jones here. Oh, then they force you to read the quest text a little bit here, just so you can get to the actual quest portion. Alright, hey, tired of grinding? Bring me 100,000 coins and I'll reward you with 150 dragon points. Alright, I get to watch an advertisement. Not too bad. And we'll see what the guide's got for us too. Gifts from above. Okay, so we're picking up a few quests here. He's got another one. A newcomer. Sure, I'd love to. Now Q brings up the quest interface. Pretty standard stuff so far. Kill 10 horror bites. Ah, okay. So we've got a hyperlink here that lets you auto-path to your quest target. Now, you're either a fan of those or you're not. Some people think the linking to auto-run to the quest target is cheating, and, you know, whatever. I personally don't care for it. I like to kind of search things out a little bit. But since these games have been getting bigger and bigger, sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing. So right now we're killing some horror bites, which, yep, yeah, that is definitely Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors. And we're wailing away with our stick here. So pretty generic, pretty combat that's pretty much on par with everything else you've played. If you're like me, you bounce from MMO to MMO trying to find one that can stick for a little while. And this is all pretty standard stuff so far. Ability-wise, down here we've got links to pick up, to meditate, so that would be our restore health and mana in between battles. And this was probably, yep, a town portal, so we've got a home point there too. Chat interface over on the left there as well. I'm not responsible for anything anybody says in chat. And of course, we're not going to spend any time reading quest text. Nobody does that. It's much easier to just not know where you're going and yell for it in general chat. You know how that is. Alright, so we're killing some horror bites here. How many? We've got 5 more to go after this guy? Yep, perfect. Now, as far as the world getting bigger, we spoke about that. Let's take a look at the map here. Pretty big map. This is one of our starting areas that we're in. We can actually zoom out to the actual territory, so you can see it's a pretty expansive world. Now, the different colors on the map are actually one of the unique aspects here about Perfect World. These color icons here are actually factions that control different zones within the game. So as you progress to whatever the level cap is now, I've seen notes saying that it's usually 105. I've seen notes saying 109 for some of the endgame things. So it's over 100. So it's going to take you a while to get there, especially with the experience rate in this game, which we'll get to in a little bit. But the color coding here allows factions that you're in to actually take control of different areas of the map. So pretty unique in that aspect, where controlling a portion of the map will give you benefits in that portion of the world that other people or other factions couldn't take advantage of until they took over. So now, character screen. Alright, we've got our typical numbers behind the scenes and tool tabs that highlighting over each stat attribute will tell you exactly what it does for your particular character. We're a barbarian, probably a tank build, so don't think we're going to be using magic too much, mostly strength and vitality. Get some defense and some hit points and be able to hit hard in my big panda fashion here. Now, this was actually, this level guide you see here, this was a new feature launched when the Genesis expansion launched. It's actually a pretty useful feature if you take a look at it. Each time you level, the game actually tells you, gives you first a general level, and then some quests within those levels, some new features, some recommended gear, and you can get those details just by clicking on the tab. Pretty nice feature to have in some MMOs. Gives you some general info about what you should be doing at that level, where some quests are that are appropriate for your level, what zones you should be in. I don't know about you, but I always see those in other MMOs, the world spammers, what zone should I be questing in for this level. That's a nice feature to take some of that out of the game for you. Well, I'm sure people still do it anyway. And it will show you that screen on every level too, so you'll get some advice on which way to go as you play the entire game. Let's take a look at bag space. I've been picking up a lot and haven't gotten an inventory full screen yet, so let's take a look here. Pretty expansive bag actually for starting, and I'm sure you can expand this out, sort your bag. I'm sure as you level you can buy more slots and expand this out here. I do like this. This is a feature that I've seen in some games now, with the quest items being a distinct and separate inventory. So right now I'm pretty much just a naked panda with a stick, but like how quest items don't take up actual bag space. Now, the fashion tab isn't active for us yet since we don't have any fashions, but this is one of those games that has the feature of being able to customize equipment a little bit, get some additional pieces that, while they may not have stats or attributes to help your character, they do costume the character out and make them look visually different. So that's a pretty nice feature for those of you that always want to make your character stand out a little bit. feel like I've been killing Audrey here from Little Shop for a long time now. How many more of these do we need? Okay. Not showing up in my quest log, so I guess we've got all 10. Maybe. Let's go take a look and see if we can turn this in. Ah, yep. We've got our lit up scroll icon there on good old guide. So we'll check him out or her out. Is that a him or a her? That's a her. And see if we can't get some experience here. Awesome. So we'll take, yeah, Sledgehammer. That sounds good. Sledgehammer and some health potions. And we'll swap that out for our stick with a baseball bat. Nope, we won't. I don't have the strength to use that yet. But I did level, so let's assign some points here and get some strength. We get 5 points per level, so we'll give 3 to strength and 2 to vitality and call it done. And now I should be able to equip... Ah, there we go. Awesome. So, nice big blunt instrument to beat things up. Let's take a look at some of these other quests that we've got. So we've got to find the Elder, head for the Lost City. Alright, so we'll auto path to the Elder and get us there a little quicker. Now this might be... Yes. Okay, so your auto path here, you've got to be a little careful with. It's not exactly the most intuitive auto path in the world. The character will not walk around bushes or trees, and that's awesome. So don't go AFK and expect to get where you're going if there's anything remotely in the direct line between you and the target. So it looks like experience is going pretty quick here at the beginning levels. Of course, we don't need much experience, but compared to some other MMOs, Perfect World Entertainment's got some small numbers for us to start out with. It looks like we've got a countdown going on. So we've got some type of box item that we'll be able to open on a time basis. Now this is a free-to-play MMO. That being said, of course, there is the cash shop where you can purchase items. Did take a look at the cash shop, and there's a lot of vanity, the costume items on there, mounts, potions that do various things. Pretty expansive cash shop. Now from what I've been able to see in my limited time with the game, there hasn't been much of a pay-to-win aspect to this game. However, reading the forums, that does become a little bit of a concern towards the end game. So I guess it's all in the way you play. So right now we're looking for the Elder. Looks like we found the City of the Lost, and there are some other questions. I've got a nice little quest helper arrow guiding me to the Elder right now. So we'll take the steps here and go on up. And it looks like our awesome treasure chest is ready to give us some fat loots. Take quest reward, of course. And what did we get? Oh, alright, some gear and 100 basic army blade charms. We'll take a look and see what those do in a minute. I walked right past the Elder. Alright, now you can already see that even though we're in a starting area, there are quite a bit of people here, so whether they're leveling alts or new players to the game, the server does seem to be well populated. Ooh, Elder's got a lot of stuff, so let's go down to quest related and turn in our quest. What can I do for our cause? Well, we've got another quest, the Untamed Stand received. Let's take a look. Okay, so this looks like a basic search quest to get you familiar with the area, so we'll go visit the Blacksmith and find every aspect of the town here. Again, the visuals for this game are really, really good. Again, you know, you've probably seen better. Skyrim just came out, but in the MMO field, Perfect World and the graphics that they've put together here are actually really good. Let's cancel. Alright, so here's our Blacksmith. Let's talk to him. And we've got quite a few other people to visit here. Alright, so we're getting gear, a scholar hat. Don't think the barbarian's going to need that, so we'll take the other one. And let's look for some shiny scrolls. And let me zoom out here so that you can get a better feel for how big this environment is. So this is a basic quest just to get us familiar with where the craftsmen and the professions are and where we can learn them. Iron boots, arcane footwear, or heavy footwear. Well, we're barbarian. Let's go with the heavy footwear. So this looks like a nice way for us to get our starting gear is what's going on here, since right now we're naked with the exception of big-ass hammer. Yep. Oh, alright. More armor. Heavy plate? Yes, please. I'm gonna do some heavy-duty tanking later, so we're gonna need that plate. Oh, hey, there's his wife. I'm wondering where she was. Alright, get one more piece of gear here. Yep, we'll take the heavy leggings. And, oh, there's Merchant Fu. And this is the last person we need to talk to for this quest. And get some additional gear here. Alright, so let's gear up and take a look and see if this visually changes our character at all. Oh yeah, quite a bit actually. So we've got Big Panda Bear now with some metal on to go with his big hammer, so that's always good. Lots of quests here. Now there's a legend to show you that the quests with the yellow on top of them and the green on top of them, they're all different quests that are going to gather you different rewards, different in-game currencies to spend on different things. So depending on the color is what type of reward you would end up getting for that quest. Again, visuals just can't be understated. It's pretty solid here. What do we got going on over here? Hey, there's a motorcycle. Not too bad. So we've got some mounts going around in the game here. Nice motorcycle there. Got some hunter pets over here. There's Sirius Bane if you've been looking for him or her. Big dog over there, not sure. Grayed out quest, so we need to level before we can get that one. But let's go see the Elder and turn in this quest here. See if this levels us. We should be pretty close, about 100 away. Now the controls do take a little bit of getting used to if you've played, if you're a WoW player or a Rift player or any of the big subscription-based models. The controls are a little bit different. Pretty standard when it comes down to it, but it does take a little while to get used to left-clicking on things to interact with them rather than right-clicking on things, or just the basic key bindings, which can all be mapped if you want to change those. So we did level. Let's pass out some points here again. All right, we're gonna. Whoa, we don't want to put it all on vitality. We need a little strength there. Perfect. All right. Let's see. Does the chat link? Yes, it does. Awesome. So you can take a look at what people are selling or trying to buy in the chat there. Well, this should give you a basic idea of Perfect World. Now, instances, PvP, the game does have all of that. I'm horrible at PvP, so in future videos, we won't be doing any PvP. If any of you would like to school me on how not to be absolutely awful in every PvP for every MMO out there, definitely throw some comments below, help me out, because I'm just horrible at it. Instancing, there is that in the game at later levels as well, so maybe we'll check that out in future videos. But enjoy the first look here. Again, if you want some more information on Perfect World and the International Genesis version, or you just want some download links, any information, again, make sure you like, you comment. Click on MMORPG.com, check out all the other great videos we've got there, and of course subscribe to the YouTube channel. To stay up to date on all information free-to-play MMO related, make sure to head on over to MMORPG.com. Come and see us there, and as always guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the servers.